Hello everyone, it's been 5 years since I've last recorded a video and made one, and a lot of things have changed in my life. I've been saying that I wanted to get back into doing YouTube videos for a very long time. I've recently hit many milestones where I feel like now is a good time to give like a life update of what I've been doing and what I've been up to as a person and as an artist since college. I was at RISD from 2019 to 2023. This is now recording at 2025. I haven't made any videos since my sophomore year because I didn't want to tie my brand as an artist to the school I went to. I never wanted to be, I was gonna say institutionalized. That's not the right word. But I didn't want my artistic career to be tied to an institution. And I also didn't want to be tied to some sort of company either. The last time we spoke was probably my freshman year and maybe a little bit my sophomore year when I entered illustration. I'm gonna set the scene. Let's go way back. During my first year, first semester was great, made a lot of friends. Second semester was when I really realized who were like my real friends because I would actually stay in touch with them during lockdown and whatnot. We finally declared our major and I was doing illustration. Illustration itself is very broad. Many people who were in illustration could be pursuing passions in animation, book publishing, comics, or just other fine arts illustrations. There was just so many types of illustration that you could do. I was pretty good at drawing, I would like to say. My draftsmanship skills, this is my third time recording. My draftsmanship skills came through, I think, in my sophomore year when I had these really crazy assignments. My RISD friends would know what I'm talking about. This teacher would make us do some really insane drawings for perspective class. Here are some of the pictures on screen right now. They were really grueling to do, but it made me realize that I really like drawing environments. So when I was in my junior year and senior year at RISD, I spent a lot more time focusing on background design. After taking this class with my mentor Kang, literally changed my life. I do recommend that if you have the time and money, because they're not cheap, do take live classes from any of these platforms. I live near an airport. I don't know if you can hear the planes. They're like really frequent. After I graduated from RISD, actually, I went straight to LA to pursue animation and entertainment. I lived there for the last 2 years from summer 2023 till now December 2025. First of all, I would not have been able to do it without my parents' support. I am very privileged and I will always acknowledge that I'm very privileged. The fact that I was able to go to an art school and secondly, go to LA with no job. The closest semblance to having a job or some sort of validation was in my senior year of RISD. I got into Titmouse as an intern. After applying five times, I'm like not kidding, I finally got into like the Titmouse internship in the spring, which was honestly hell because I had to do the mentorship on top of my graduating year. It was really tough. I think a lot of the pieces that I had coming out of school were not my greatest, but that internship was so meaningful because I made so many friends. Shout out to Ed, he's my mentor, and then shout out to Eris, who was my co-intern. That being said, I didn't find work for the first 4 or 5 months, which is really stressful, especially as an international student. Thankfully, one of my mentors linked me up with a background painting role part-time on Star Trek Lower Decks, which is really exciting because this is my first credit ever. I, by the way, spent like my senior year just like cold emailing. Do that. If you guys haven't done any networking whatsoever as an artist, please do. As I was doing this part-time job, the money I saved up there, I used for my courses that I took online. These are some of the classes that I took. Between that, I Ubered everywhere. I used to live in Altadena for the first 6 to 7 months. A good friend of mine, Tiffany, and I decided to move out to somewhere in Pasadena. So that was a lot better for me socially because a lot of people would be gathering in like Pasadena. A lot of mentors and artists and art directors would be willing to like, go out and chat and like give me artist talks and journey talks. So networking was a really huge portion of my life. Very grateful to have had my parents' support because I really did full send and just go to LA. That was honestly a huge risk that I took. I'm grateful that I did because had I not gone to LA, I wouldn't have made so many friends. Even if some people would, gatekeep and say Pasadena isn't real LA. That's fine. Just the fact that I was in like an area with sunshine and palm trees and a huge art community. All of my friends, most of my friends there liked art or had some sort of artistic inclination, and that was really great space to grow in. Now is a good point for me to talk about what I've been doing for the last while. I finally had the time to make art for myself. I got into an art high school in 2015, but a year before that I was already preparing, so let's say 2014. So since 2014, I've been making art for an art school program. I've been making art for someone else. In high school, I've been making work for my assignments, get my credits, and then obviously I've been making work for my art school portfolio. I would get into art school, do the same cycle again, do my assignments, hand in to teachers. They don't really necessarily mean anything. Then, nearing the end of my college years, I would be making work for internships. I would be making work for jobs, companies to get noticed. I would hang on every thread or every crumb that an art director would tell me to do, to add, or to improve my portfolio. I would do it. But something that I latched onto at RISD was in my senior year. I was selling t-shirts. I took the screen printing class and I sold t-shirts and the original designs that I screen printed and toiled away at. A very big contribution I think I made to RISD illustration program was I started this sale that would happen sometime in the spring every single year. I thought it was a good opportunity for students to learn entrepreneurial skills and make their own brand and business, because in this world of like marketing, especially, like every artist needs to be able to market for themselves. You kind of need to put yourself out there. So I thought, why don't we make a like sale? And that has been running, I think, for 4 years now. So if you get to RISD and you do that sale, know that me and student rep Jocelyn and we created that. I did a lot of things when I was in like college too. I was pretty involved, I would say. At some point, I even wanted to be like the Student Alliance president. In the end, I realized I care a little bit more about the illustration program, so I focused my energy there. Back to the sale. So having all these sales and even merchandise sales that I've had, I revisited it sometime in 2024 and was like, why don't I start a business? I've had this dream since I was, I think, 14. I thought about, oh, what if one day I had like my own stationery line and everything. Although the aesthetics that I had back then in mind was a lot more floral, a lot more like girly, think of Vera Bradley. I was like, some of my products were doing so well at that t-shirt sale, and I've been coming into this ephemeral like Y2K kind of look. And I thought that, why don't I expand it, make tote bags, make stationery, make a wide range of items. And so in 2024, I started doing tabling. My first time ever was in June. I was at SJ Made. And actually, I've only done SJ Made events ever since. I've done 5 SJ Made events. I'm gonna have another video, a little bit more like deep dive into how I started my business, and come with me as a small business owner and do my thing. That's probably a video I'll record later, but I'm gonna first get this one out. I've been wanting to address this long absence. I know nobody's waiting. I know nobody's waiting with bated breath for me to upload my next video, but this is a video for myself. It's also a video for my friends to let them know that yes, I do have conviction in my words. I swear. Like I said, I was gonna record a YouTube video at some point again, and now I have. I also have ideas for documenting my journey as a fine artist. I've been wanting to do traditional art again because I've been getting like digital art fatigue. Digital art has been just a little bit tainted for me because of the rise of AI, and I myself do a lot of digital art. In fact, I work full-time now on Project Makeover. Yes, I'm working on this game now, and I'm always staring at a screen, which really makes me crave working on paper medium. I want to touch paper, I want to touch grass again. I'll be going through my journey and I'll be filming all that. But as of now, this is what I have to update you on. I'm back, would like to be back, would like to stay being here. I started recording videos again now that I moved to Vancouver because my boyfriend and I, of 4 years, we've been long distance for like our entire relationship, and he landed a full-time job completely like in office, so I, working my job remote, I decided to leave LA because in order to, you know, maintain a relationship, it takes sacrifice. I also don't think that I'm particularly sacrificing the important things to me. I can still do art. If anything, I'm even more supported to do art because Joseph and I make a great team. That being said, me leaving LA was something very difficult. I think that this video, as like a love letter to my time there, I want to remember it, and I want to share these videos and these photos and clips as a way to also clean up my camera roll too. I heard recently that if you think about growing up and you think about being an adult, you can't really start counting when you're 18. To me, I think I started becoming an adult maybe when I graduated from school in 2023. That's when you actually get to decide what you do with your time. That's when you decide who you want to hang out with, who you want to be. I started making art for myself. I started hanging out with whoever I wanted to hang out with. I started hanging out with people who like made me happy, made me feel proud to be myself. If I count 22 as like my birth as an adult, I've only been an adult for 2 years. I'm 24. I'm not even 25 yet. I've moved quite a lot since childhood, and even since my adulthood, I've moved quite a lot. I'm trying to give myself grace in getting into these habits of filming videos, making video diaries, and talking about who I am as a person and as an artist. I want to continue to grow on this online space. I would like to stay candid. I would like to stay authentic and genuine. This is a start, and I don't intend on making my background any nicer. I have these like huge windows that honestly make for really good like lighting. This might be the spot. It's very even, quite flattering. I look super pale though. Also, look at my like, can we have a kiss? It's like kind of off shoulder, so I have to keep adjusting it. Look at my skirt. Here's the fit. This is candid. This is authentic. Authenticity over aesthetic any day. I'm just happy to be back. I'm happy to be recording again. And now I'm gonna not have fun editing this video. Actually, you know what? No. I'm gonna have fun. This is what I'm telling myself. I'm going to have fun editing this video. The video is currently 30 minutes long, but I'm going to have fun slicing it up, adding photos and overlaying things. It's gonna be good. I promise. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bye-bye.